Hey guys, it's Andrew here again. In the last video we looked at the structure of IPv6, right? And we saw that it could be only in hexadecimal, so 0 through 9, A through F. And it's laid out in a chain of 8 hextets with 16 bits each, right? And each value here is going to be a 4-bit value, all right? So 4, 8, 12, and 16, right? And we could have any combination, again, as 0 through 9, A through F, and hexadecimal. We also saw that this, this portion right here is our global routing prefix. This guy right here is our subnet ID. And this guy over here was our interface ID, leaving us with a /48 here, right? That is generally going to be given to us by an ISP or someone. A subnetting ID here that we can use for creating subnets. Now, some ISPs, like Comcast, I think, when they first started doing it, and a few others out there, I know in residential areas, they were actually not giving you /48s, they were giving you like /56. And that means, they were cutting out some of this, so you only had, instead of 16 bits, you would have 8 bits. So you would be able to create 256 networks at home. Again, for a home system, not a big deal. I can't speak to what they're doing right now at the recording of this video. But again, generally speaking, what we're going to be working with in Cisco land is /48 here, a 16 bits here, right? So 65,536 subnets, and then a /64 available to us here, or 64 bits, or 18 plus quintillion different devices on our network. Moving forward, we can come up with some different ways of trimming down this massive address. And the first thing we can do is remove any leading zeros. So again, leading being from left to right. So anything out here in the left. So if it's 0 DAD, I could get rid of the 0, but I can't get rid of these two zeros, as if I did, the value would become 21, not 2001. All right, so 2001, I got to leave that. Get rid of this leading 0. I can get rid of these 3 leading zeros, as, getting rid of 1 0 doesn't change or affect the value of the next 0 so long as they're leading. All right, I can get rid of those 3 leading zeros, these 3 leading zeros, those 3, and those 3. All right, so I could actually rewrite my address here, and with all the leading zeros chopped out. So 2001 DAD, oops, D, cafe, A, 0, 0, 0, 1 /64. Okay? That makes it quite a bit easier to read. The second rule about consolidating is that I can consolidate 2 or more continuous hextets, but I can only do this once when it's all zeros, right? And what that will do is it'll allow me to consolidate all the continuous hextets of all zeros into a double colon. So you may have seen this before, all right? So I could actually get rid of, I can only do this once though, right? So if you ever see an IP address like in a test question and they give you 2001 :DAD cafe, 2 double colons is an invalid address. Also, anything with anything outside of 0 through 9, A through F. So Cisco's known for tossing in like a G or something, and they'll say 2001 DAG. All right, well, there's no G in hexadecimal, so that's an invalid IP address. Okay, so we can do this consolidation here once. It has to be all continuous zeros, though, between 2 or more hextets that are directly adjacent to one another. All right, so we can say 2001 DAD CAFE A double colon, right, 1 /64. All right, and this is as small as we can consolidate and make this network address. Now again, if all of these were some value like F32, A, B, C, 1, like so on and so forth all the way down the list, and there was no leading zeros in here whatsoever, you would have to keep the address in its full format, okay, because that's the full valid address. You can only remove and drop leading zeros and can consolidate if there's leading zeros and if there's a continuous stretch of more than one hextet that's all zeros that are adjacent to each other. If I had all zeros here and all zeros here, well, cafes in between them, so that would not be too adjacent. They have to be, they have to be two continuous block or hextets or adjacent hextets. They can't be split up by another hextet. Okay. So just some ways that we can actually consolidate our IPv6 addresses to make them a little more palpable for us to digest and work with, okay? So I'm actually, in the next video, we're going to look at a subnetting example. And remembering here, I'm going to give you guys a /48, and we're going to subnet it down into 3 networks. And we're going to find out just how easy it is given this subnet interface ID here, okay? So coming up in the next video, we're going to subnet IPv6. I'll see you guys then.